my gosh. Oh my gosh, my hair is like everywhere. How do you flip the screen around? This is ridiculous. Hope not. And I don't know why, but so yeah, I may end up having to put this back up here. Oh, don't mind my mess of a camper right now. I'm freezing. Oh my god. I'm surprised these flowers are lasting as long as they have, to be honest with you. So yeah, all right, there we go. That's a little bit more decently normal-ish, kind of. There we go. Whatever. I'm not even messing with it anymore. I'm freezing. Oh my god. So I don't know what y'all want to do. And I don't know how to flip this screen around. So, hey Daniel. Hope you're having a fantabulous day. I don't like this setup. Okay. I just had a very interesting evening. Oh. I literally just got back from the store. Can you tell? Thank you. I guess I need to bring them in a little bit more. So, I went to the store and went to go get groceries and stuff and like a couple of little things. And my daughter scanned everything. It was like $100 worth of stuff, right? And my card got declined. Then it locked up the computer. So we ended up, and I was like, I know I've got money on here. So I don't understand why there's an issue. We go to another register. The lady rings up everything. Card declines again. I call the card, and it's like, it has like almost like no money on it. And I was like, what? I had money on this. What the hell? Like, where'd the money go? So my bank is locked now. Like, I can't do anything. I was so mad. I don't know. I can't, and I have to wait till Friday till the bank to open up again and go up to the bank and find out what's going on with my card, because there's 2 like pending things on my account that I never did. Like I haven't gone anywhere. I've been in the camper like every single day for the past 2 weeks, just about. So Except for like live events, that's the only place I've gone. So I'm wondering if like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait till Friday to find out. I'm so mad, y'all. I'm so mad. That was so embarrassing. Hmm. Luckily, the lady, like, I made her delete the order, but I only got like a little bit of stuff. Because the card that I had two cards. One of them had like $30 on it or something like that. It's like food stamps. So, use that, and then like it was like $11, and I was like, I know I've got more than that on the card. So I went to go use the card, and it was locked. And then I couldn't even use Apple Pay, or not Apple Pay, Google Pay. I couldn't use PayPal. Like I'm like touching my phone to like use the bank account, and it's like not letting me do anything at all, no matter what card it was. Even if I used it as credit, it wouldn't take it. I was so bad. And then the lady ended up paying the $11, so I'm gonna have to go back up there Friday and pay her back. But I mean, luckily that was good on her. Like I appreciate that, but I had someone donate money to me the other day, like directly to me, not through Twitch or anything like that, through YouTube or whatever it's called. And yeah, it was really nice of her. And it was a manager, because she saw that I was having a lot of issues with it. Like, and I told her, I was like, I'll leave my license here. I don't even care. I'll leave whatever you need. Whatever you need, I'll leave it here. And she's like, no, just come back on Friday. So my kids are standing there like, really? You know, it's not even so much, I don't give a shit about the fucking credit card. I don't care about the items. Whatever, I could have walked out. It's just the fact that my kids watched that happen. That is what I don't like. Hey, Frank. And I've seen that happen a couple of times, and it bugs me it's one thing when it's just me. Like, whatever, yeah, it sucks. But when it's me and the kids have to put stuff back, that irks me. I grew up, like, really poor. And I remember my mom having food stamps, like the actual stamps. I remember one time I got into the stamp book, and I thought it was like stamps for like a letter, and I started writing to my grandmother, and I licked the food stamps, and I put it on the letter. She flipped out on me. So back in the day, food stamps actually were little stamps, like little pieces of paper, like in a booklet. So yeah. Greenback stamps. I think that's food stamps, isn't it? I mean, they called it something different back then. But yeah, my kids have been through so much shit, and for them to stand there and have to put that stuff back tonight, it's just like, you know, this shit should be done and over with. And I really need to remind myself that you need to stop feeling sorry for yourself and get out there and do whatever the fuck you need to do to make it happen. As much of a hustler as I am, you know, you'd think that by now I would have it straight, but I don't. Evidently, I'm not a very good hustler. Wrote a short paper about Snap a few weeks ago. Man, the day that I got the decline letter, this is going back a while ago. When I got the decline letter for my food stamps, it was the first time in 15 years that I was declined. 15 years. I actually almost wanted to frame it because I felt like I was actually getting somewhere. You know? Finally getting somewhere. I don't qualify for these things anymore. This is a good thing. You know? Because I made too much money. But then when I finally needed it again, I actually still did make too much money. And I don't know how, but completely different job. I was not even making enough money to like pay any of my bills. So like the basic of all basic bills, like the electric and rent. Yeah. So I don't know. But tonight kind of like irked me. And then now I'm like trying to figure out, you know, what the hell's going on. Hey, Brandon. How are you doing, love? I know, I seen you said hello. I'm waving at you. Why aren't you waving back? Punk. That's America's heartthrob right there. Go check him out. Brandon Tucker. Paul, how are you? Robert. Johnny, I think I already said hey. I didn't see it. I wasn't looking at the phone. You're drinking? Shit, I'm gonna drink. Fuck this. I've had a happy holidays. Shit. You see how many fucking layers I've got on? I've got my dress, pajama pants, gym pants, a hoodie, another shirt underneath this. I'm fucking freezing. You're not shit. No, you're not shit. You're this shit. There's a difference. Hold on. I'm gonna get my... I need some damn whiskey. Somebody gonna buy me some whiskey? Shit. Hold up. I actually do have some. Yes. These are from like a year ago. I got them out of my car. Oh, geez, the seduction alone, that would take 3 hours to get all that off properly. I am so sexy. Up in Pigeon Forge. I'm mad at you now. My little nippers. These have been in the trunk of my car for over a year. No, I'm sorry, since March. Because these were in my closet at the old house. So I've got Jim Beam Vanilla, Jim Beam Apple, and Southern Star Standard High Rye Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So which one do you think I should do? I'm mad at you. You better bring me back some damn whiskey. I hope you have a good time while you're out there, Brandon. I'm extremely jealous right now. You have no idea. Have fun driving back. Visiting your brother? Tell him I said hi. No, you're not. You love me. Maybe. Damn it. Everybody loves you. What are you talking about? Have a safe trip while you're in Tennessee and bring me back some whiskey for fucking real. So tell your brother that I said happy Thanksgiving. Is he single? I was kidding. You want my body? You ass. Yeah, I can tell you've been drinking. It's more like you want all of this sexiness right here. Yeah, you like that shit, don't you? I'll keep you extra toasty. Yeah. Had to step away. What did I miss about seduction? Taste of each. I don't really like the apple one. Can you tell? I don't know. Drinking IPA. Ooh. I'm sorry. I don't like beer. You know that. Starting off good. Oh, I see your Snapchat. I don't know what you're talking about. Much better cold, I think. No, it's probably better room temperature. I'm drinking whiskey, bruh. Bring me some shine back, for real. Apple pie. Apple pie shine. Yeah, shh. Don't tell nobody. Cleavage is gone today? No, I'm so sorry. I will definitely, if this was my shirt, I would draw cleavage on here for you guys. And I'm not wearing a bra. You got some at home? Yes. Please bring me some. Please. That one's alright. This reminds me of Crown for some reason. That's so weird. That one's okay. Let's see. Hold on. I'll show you. Remember how I told you one cup will fit over your head? I wasn't joking. Yes, apple pie. Please bring me some apple pie shine. This one is the vanilla one. I would assume that I would like this one the most because I like vanilla. Ew, it's like a fake vanilla. Ugh. You crack me up. Crack me up, sorry. I'm not liking that vanilla one. Amazingly, the one that I said I didn't like, I think I like the most, which is weird. Wow, now I really miss the... Oh, I already read that. Went to Grand Ole Opry Hotel. Oh, hold on. I've got a Grand Ole Opry plate. Not Opry. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold up. Mommy's drinking tonight. Shit. Fuck it, it's a damn party. Hey, Jake, you came in at the greatest time. I'm wearing like 7 layers, and I'm gonna get fucking tore up tonight. Live. Because fucking life sucks right now. So, yeah. Grand Ole Opry. How cool is that? That at Goodwill for $1.50. I hang it up on my wall. Well, not right now. I'm using it as like a jewelry dish, but anyway. There. Some cleavage. You happy now? Have you guys ever had Kahlua? That's pretty good. It's rum and coffee liquor. And I'm probably going to get banned from being on all streams from drinking. It's like super coffee. This one's my favorite. That's the one I showed you guys the other night. So, yeah. Ninja skills. A little bit, but we can work on it. Wait. Went to Grand Ole Opry Hotel, had a sampler of whiskey, thought it would be 6 sips amounting to a shot. They brought 6 shots. Anywho, that was when I learned that any whiskey with the word "do" in it drinks like water and hits you like a sledgehammer. Always knew you were a spinner? Shit. Check that out. That's my favorite. Oh, that's so good. All right. Now that I've been very much an adult for a minute. I'm fun at parties. Can you tell? Because I'm the ass. Hey, Leroy. Hustle Harder Sam. How are you? Everybody's like, oh my God, he was drinking? What? Shit. I'll drink any one of you motherfuckers on the table. I just don't like drinking that much. I drank so much when I was down at the beach, it felt like my fucking veins were like acid. I think I got alcohol poisoning. I hated that feeling though. I didn't like it. It got to the point 2 years ago, I was so depressed and I was drinking all the time that I would get one of those big bottles of the Old Tennessee whiskey and I would drink that a day. When it started getting to the point where I would wake up, crack the bottle open, and drink the bottle all day long, and then at night go buy another one, I had to stop. I have no doubt you could drink me under the table, but that would be where I was headed anyway. You funny. Oh my gosh, it's so cold in here. Is it cold in Tennessee? I know it's got to be cold. If it's cold here, Brandon, tell your brother I said, hey. I'm just messing. I really do hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving, though. Stream already started and we're already being bad. It's all good. It's all good. Man, if you come back from Tennessee and bring me Shine, I will be the happiest girl on the planet. And give me a hug. I want a hug. I'm like the easiest person on the planet to please. I swear I am. I mean, you'll please at least one of my personalities at some point. Oh gosh. So I don't know if you've just joined recently. My book reading got banned. Like they removed the book reading. Once ate like 20 cherries soaked on. Oh hell, soaked in Shine. Oh, the headache. Which one are we bringing out tonight, honey? You really want me to bring honey out, don't you? You got so many people saying that shit to me now. On what platforms? I know for a fact Facebook. They blocked it. Which is so fucking stupid. I don't know. Let me check YouTube real quick. Oh my god, it's so cold. Shit. Bring me back a Christmas tree from Tennessee. Can y'all believe 2020 is like right, 2022, sorry, is right around the corner? God, it's ridiculous. Shows that I'm live right now on YouTube, so I guess not on that one. Hold on. Let me see. Got a couple copyright claims. I'm wondering if the copyright claim from the other night came from that video that we showed, or if it's actually from the book. Hey, Charles. Because Good Morning Internet Family's got a copyright. Inmate Christmas Card Project has a copyright. I don't know how. Yeah, Artstream. I didn't even have anything going on with that. I don't know how there's a copyright claim. Live at Fourth Creek. Well, yeah, she sang one of some people's songs. Red Buffalo Joey Waters had a copyright claim. I don't know how. It's all his music. Howdy, Charles. How are you? Hope you're having a good evening. Anyways, so yeah, I've got copyright claims on like everything. And I know for a fact that on Facebook, the music of the video, yeah, maybe. Just trying to get you used to it. So Frank's a youngin', and he likes older women. I'm 40-ish. About to be. At least that's what he told me. I don't know. Yeah, the music of the video. Yeah. The little winky-eyed robot face. I love that shit. I like the little robot faces. Those are so cute. I think it's a robot face. I can't see it, so I have no idea. One day we'll all get together and have French toast. Oh my god, that would be a lot of people. Oh yeah, you were saying something about the video views on Twitch. We were talking about that last night, about the content. Hold on. No, hold on. I need to go back. Where is it? My channel. Hold on, you're going to get reverb for a second. Until I can mute it, if I know how to mute it. Alright, it's already on mute, I think. No, you're good. Alright, so where the fuck was I earlier today? Oh my god, I had a whole listing of all of my videos. And I don't know where it was. Video producer, maybe? Yep, is in video producer. Alright, so this morning's show, Good Morning Internet Family, got 43 views. Good Morning Internet Family on November 23rd, which was Monday, got 60. 265 was the one night that was 6 hours. 90 for Happy Birthday Monster Jam, which ended up getting canceled. Let's see. Variety Stream got 48. Happy Birthday Monster Jam got 90. Yeah, that romance novel reading, and I didn't even have like anything like strange. But yeah, you wanted me to talk to you guys about that, so I really want some French toast now that you said that. I'm so hungry right now. I've been prepping all that food and I didn't eat any of it. And I went and I got groceries and then I couldn't buy them. I was so mad. I was like, what the hell did you do to the damn card? It locked up the card. It did. It locked up the card. I was so upset. And now I can't even log into the account because I don't have the password for it. Because it was on an old phone that I don't have anymore. Yeah. Because it's not on this one either. So I'm not sure what you guys want me to do. You drink on an empty stomach? Pfft. It's the only thing that's going to warm me up tonight. You know what the temperature is supposed to be like tonight? Hold on, I'll tell you. Hold up. Hold on, that's not even the right phone. I keep my old phone because it works on Wi-Fi. Right now it's 53 degrees. Mind you, I don't have any heat in here. Tonight's low is supposed to be 31 degrees, which is warmer than last night, because last night was 20-something degrees. No, I'm sorry, 29 at 7 a.m. is what it's supposed to be. And all I have out here is a heated blanket. Could have had a snack. I went to go buy snacks. I mean, I could finish off the rest of that popcorn, really. Yeah, my Tostitos, but they're nasty when they're cold. I mean, alone, not cold. I'm waiting for Sunday. Y'all are going to have to join me on Sunday for that one. I already know what it is. Oh, and I got these marshmallows. These are super cute. Hold on. Because you know sugar and alcohol is really good, right? Look at these marshmallows. How cool is that? They're like all swirly. And here's your little one. The real tiny one. And then there's tubular looking ones. They're all rainbowy. You can't even see it because it's so bright. I can't even see it. I'm gonna end up dumping these damn things out everywhere I watch. But yeah, they're like little pieces and like they're all rainbowy and shit. Well, that was cool. Maybe the kids would like it, but they don't like these. They do taste a little bit like plastic, just to be honest. And there's like super, like really, really super swirly ones. And you're on heart. I think it got warm in here today and they kind of started to stick together. It's like little marshmallow nibs. But these are cool, like cocoa and stuff. You see how swirly they are? They're like churros, but they're marshmallows. Alright. What else I got? I got chips. I don't have any dip. So. All I got is hummus. You know how good that is. Oh my gosh. So yeah. Woohoo! Alright, so our job is to get her hot tonight. Do it! Do it! Do it! I bet you it won't take long. I got to take a shower today. Man, I was so happy. I didn't have to drive halfway across town to go take a shower. So, not only did they have to come and replace the hot water tank, but then they also had to replace the entire, like, electrical that goes to it. Yeah. Then he said about the camper, because I have this just to a drop cord. He was like, you can do that, because I'm not using the top unit. The little space heater and the heated blanket are what pulls the most of the energy, right? So these little like LED lights are like nothing. So and then these lights back here are on battery power. But he said what you'll want to do is if you do get it fixed, to put a main line to the, like, hardwire it to the power or whatever. And I was like, shit, I hope I'm gone before then. Fresh and clean. Oh my god, it took like an hour in that shower. It just felt good. It's the first time I've been fully warm in like a week. At least. Why has my shit stopped working? Stop it. Anyway. You appreciate the small things when they're not there anymore. You gotta go yeah. When you gotta go take a pot shower, which to me is like you take a pot, you fill it with water, you boil the water, bring it in the shower with you, wait for it to cool down just a little bit, and then you bathe with that. Because we don't have a bathtub. Hey, Terry. Hope you are all having an awesome night. You really like that honey one, don't you? You guys need to check out my social media. I updated it. I put new pictures up. And yes, Brandon, I did add new ones to Snapchat. Both of them. I'm going to move these flowers out of the way. I can't see anything. So I don't know. So on tap for tomorrow, I'm going to do a 6-hour stream. I'm going to start at 10. But I'm probably going to go longer because I just found out that my mom doesn't get home until 6:30. Trying a little Pavlov. Is that like reverse psychology? Or like Inception? So we're drinking tonight. Don't fall on the floor. Damn it. So y'all are drinking with me. I'm going to get banned. I know it because I'm doing adult illegal stuff, I guess. I don't know. Shit, where'd it go? Where the fuck did it go? Aha. Hold on. Let me go under the table real quick. You didn't see that. You didn't see that at all. Now they can't say that it's anything because they have no idea. See, if I drink enough of that, I'll take this sweatshirt off. Just saying. I'm probably going to end up deleting this stream because I don't want to get in trouble for it. Let me go under the table real quick. There was a joke I was going to tell you guys earlier, and I can't remember now. Oh. Okay. Y'all are going to remember this one. This one's going to be interesting. All right. So, there's a blonde, a brunette, a redhead, and a green-haired girl at a pageant. Right? Hands above the waist. Hold on. No bra. So, yeah. So, there's a blonde, a brunette, a redhead, and a green-haired girl at a pageant. Right? The pageant guy, the judge or whatever you call it, goes up to the blonde and says, "Wow, your hair's so blonde. How'd you get it to be so blonde?" And she's like, "Oh, it's natural." Goes up to the brunette. Brunette says, or the guy says to the brunette, "Wow, your hair is really brown. Like, it's really pretty. How do you get it to be that way?" She's like, "Oh, it's natural." Goes up to the redhead, and he says, "Wow, how'd you get your hair so red?" And she's like, "Oh, it's natural." He walks up to the green-haired girl. He starts looking at her, and he says, "Wow, your hair's so green. How'd you get it so green?" "It's natural." Yep. You get it. My hair got my food. Yep. So yeah. Goofy. Yeah, I am. I have some good bar jokes. I think I told y'all another one the other night. I'm gonna make sure. PG-13. There's a penny joke that I have too, and I can't think of it. Okay, so guy puts 3 pennies down on the table, right? I'm just gonna explain it because I don't have pennies. Guy puts 3 pennies on the table and he's talking to another guy. He says to the guy, the first penny, he says, "Do you see a car in this penny?" The guy looks at it. "No." "Okay. A Lincoln." The second penny, the guy says, "Hey, Victor. How are you?" He goes to the second penny. He says, "Do you see a snake in this penny?" The guy's looking and looking and looking, trying to rack in his brain, "No, I don't know." And he says, "Copperhead." He says, for the third penny, says, "Do you see a pussy in this third penny?" And he's looking, and he looks at him, and he looks at the pennies. And he's like, "No." The guy swipes up all 3 pennies and says, "Not for 3 pennies, you won't." Yep. Scott's honor. Is it 3 or 2? I don't know. I can't remember. This might not be working. I think I'm getting hotter than her. So I've uploaded new content to my OF, by the way. You should go check it out. So I'm thinking for Cyber Monday, I might do a special on my social media for new subscribers. Do tell more. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but I'm thinking something along the lines of either half off or 1 month free. I'm just not sure yet. I have to kind of look at it a little bit more. So I offer a lot on my subscription page. More than most people do. When did y'all ever think you'd be coming to a live stream about romance novels and get to see a big girl eating chips and hummus? Weird, aren't I? I'm drinking my amaretto. So cheers to 2022, right? I hope it fucking hurries up. It's a weird combination, isn't it? My hair is just shedding everywhere. It sucks. So, but yeah. I wanted to read that second book, but I'm afraid of getting it deleted. To be honest, since I left the bar scene, this is refreshing as fuck. You're welcome. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do tonight. I wanted to read about Vegas. I might still. I don't know yet. I may just have to delete the stream afterwards. Frank, your night is better now? Awesome. Congrats. I'm glad I can help you. You know how hungry I am? Eating this whole bag. I might read some of it. I got this like chicken sauce dip stuff. It's pretty good. I can leave it out because it's fucking freezing in here. Probably colder in here than it is in the fridge. I figured, hell, why not? All these other people are on here scant, pretty much almost nude. Might as well just be myself and be comfortable, right? I had 2 ramen earlier, but it's just like, I don't know. I just haven't ate anything all day today. I'm super hungry. And like prepping all that food and stuff. I like, we made boiled eggs and stuff too. So I like boiled eggs in my ramen, like the anime style. I'm good now. That's toasty. I'm pretty comfy, right? I mean, it's a little chilly. Hold on. I had a piece of chips stuck in my throat. Don't you hate that shit when you eat a chip and it gets stuck? But yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more dip because now, like, I'm gonna want something else. I'm definitely an eater. Alright. Trying to see where I left off. I'm gonna try to read this. We'll see if it gets blocked again tonight. We'll see if it wasn't maybe just that video. So 49, I'm gonna give a little timestamp. At 49 seconds is when I started actually reading the book. Oh my god. It fell apart. I'm trying to get back to the part that we were at yesterday. Okay. And it had. I'm just going to reread the last chapter, or not chapter, last paragraph. And it had affected him, although it had only slowed his descent into darkness, not stopped it. Day by day, he continued to change, felt colder, less connected, less fettered by human emotion, more detached, God, less men. Except when he trooped. Oh, then he was alive. Then he felt. Then he was not adrift in the bottomless, dark, and violent sea, with naught but the puny bit of driftwood to cling to. Making love to a woman starved off the darkness and replenish his essential humanity. Ever a man of immense appetites, he was now insatiable. I'm not entirely dark, he growled defiantly to the demons coiled within him, the ones who had bided their time in silent certainty. Their dark tide eroded him as steadily and as surely as the ocean reshaped a rocky shore. He understood their tactics. True evil didn't aggressively assault, or lay coyly, hushed and still, and seduced. And it was there each day, clear evidence of their gains in the little things he did without realizing he was doing them until after they were done. Seemingly harmless things like lighting the fire in the hearth with a wave of his hand and a whispered tine, or opening a door of a blind with a soft murmur. The impatient summoning of one of their conveyances, a taxi, with a glance. Wee things, mayhap, but he knew such things were far from harmless, knew that each time he used his magic, he turned a shade darker, lost another piece of himself. Each day was a battle to accomplish three things. Use only what magic was absolutely necessary, despite the ever-growing temptation. Troop hard and fast and frequently, and continue collecting and researching the tombs wherein might lie the answer to all his consuming questions. Was there a way to get rid of the dark ones? If not, He raked a hand through his hair and blew out a deep breath. His eyes narrowed. He watched the lights flickering beyond the park. While behind him on the couch the last slept, the dreamless sleep of the utterly exhausted. On the morrow, dark circles would mar the delicate hollows beneath her eyes, etching her features with beguiling fragility. His bed play took a toll on a woman. 2 nights past, Katie had wet her lips in an oh so casually remark that he seemed to be waiting for something. He smiled and rolled her onto her stomach, kissed her sweet, warm, and willing body from head to toe, dragged his tongue over every inch, and then ridden her. And then when he finished, he'd see with her she'd been crying with pleasure. She'd either forgotten her question or had thought better of it. Katie O'Malley was not a fool. She knew there was more to him than she really wanted to know. She wanted him for sex, nothing more, which was well and fine because he was incapable of more. I wait for my brother, alas, he hadn't said. I wait for the day that Justin wearies of my refusal to return to Scotland, for the day his wife is not so pregnant and that he fears to leave her side, for the day that he finally acknowledges what he already knows in his heart, though he so desperately clings to my lies. That I am dark as night now, but with few star-like flickers of light left within me. He was waiting for the day his twin brother would cross the ocean and come for him. See him for the animal that he was, and if he permitted that day to arrive, he knew one of them would die. Chapter 2. A few weeks later. Across the ocean in not Scotland, but England, A land where Justin McKelter had once erroneously claimed the druids scarce possessed enough knowledge to weave a simple sleep spell. A hushed and urgent conversation was taking place. Have you made contact? I dare not, Simon. The transformation is yet complete. But it has been many months now since Strugger took him. He's a Kelter. Though he cannot win, he still resists. It is within the power that will corrupt him, and will refuse to use it. A long silence. Then Simon said, We have waited thousands of years for their return, as was promised us in the prophecy. I weary of waiting. Push him. Give him reason to need the power. Will you not lose the battle this time? A quick nod. I'll take care of it. Be subtle, Giles. Do not yet alert him to our existence. When the time is right, I will do so. And should anything go wrong, well, you know what to do. Another quick nod, an anticipatory smile. A flutter of cloth, and his companion was gone, leaving him alone in the circle of stones beneath the fiery English dawn. The man who had given the order, Simon Barton Drew, master of the Druid sect of the Draugr, leaned back against the mossy stone, absently stroked the winged serpent tattoo on his neck. His gaze skimmed the ancient monoliths. A tall, lean man with salt and pepper hair, a narrow, fox-like face, and restless gray eyes that missed nothing. He was honored that such an auspicious moment had come in this hour of rule. He'd been waiting 32 years for this moment, since the birth of his first son, which had coincided with the day he had been initiated into the sect's inner sanctum. There were those like the Kelter who served the Tuatha De Danann, and they were like those himself who served the Draugr. The Druid sect of the Draugr had kept the faith for thousands of years, handing the prophecy down from one generation to the next. The promise of the return of their ancient leaders, the promise of one who would lead them to glory, the one who would take back all the power of the Tuatha De Danann and had stolen from them so long ago. Sex. Sex holds the dark ones at bay. Yeah, something like that. He smiled. How fitting that one of the Tuatha De Danann's own cherished Kelter had now within him held the power of the ancient Draugr, the League of 13 most powerful druids that had ever lived. How poetic that one of the Tuatha De's very own would finally destroy them and reclaim the druid's rightful place in the world. Hey, Matt! I'm reading a book. So, not as much maligned, tree-hugging, mistletoe-gathering fools they'd permitted in the world to believe them to be, but as rulers of the mankind. You've got to be kidding me, Chloe Xanders snapped, raking her long curly hair from her face with both hands. You want me to take the third book of Manananon? And yes, I know it's only a pre-production of the portion of the original, but it's still priceless. To some man on the east side who's probably going to eat popcorn while he paws through it. Might be me. It's not as if he might actually read it. The parts that aren't in Latin are in Old Gaelic. Fists at her waist, she glared up at her boss, one of the several co-curators of the medieval collection housed in the cloisters at the Met. What does he want it? What does he want it for? Did he say? I didn't ask, Tom replied, shrugging. Oh, that's just great. You didn't ask. Chloe shook her head disbelievingly. Though the copy her fingers currently rested delicately upon was not illuminated, it was mere 5 centuries old, nearly 1,000 years younger than the original text that resided in the National Museum of Ireland. It was a sacred bit of history, demanding utmost reverence and respect. not to be toted about the city and trusted to the hands of a stranger. How much did he donate? She asked irritably. She knew a bribe of sorts must have changed hands. One didn't check things out of the cloisters any more than one could stroll up to a Trinity college and ask to borrow the Book of Kells. A jeweled 15th century skean and a priceless Damascus blade, Tom said, smiling beatifically. I can't even say it right. Yeah, popcorn. The Damascus dates to the Crusades. Both have been authenticated. A delicate brow rose. Awe made short work of our outrage. Wow. Really? A scion dio? Her fingers curled in her anticipation. Do you have them already? Antiquities. She loved one and all. From the single rosary bead from the entire scene of the Passion carved onto it, to the unicorn tapestries, so the splendid collection of medieval blades. But she did especially love of all things Scottish, as they reminded her of her grandfather who raised her. When her parents died in a car accident, Evan McGregor swooped in and took the broken 4-year-old to a new home in Kansas. That sucks. Not only does it suck because of the fact that her parents died, but now she's stuck in Kansas. Just saying. No offense to Kansas people. Proud of his heritage, endowed with passionate Scots temperament, he imbued her with his love for all things Celtic. It was a dream of hers to one day journey to Glengarry. I'm probably saying that wrong too. To see the town in which he'd been born. To visit the church in which he'd wed Gran. To stroll the heathery moors beneath the silvery moon. She had her passport ready, waiting for that lovely stamp. She had just have to save enough money. It might take her another year or two, especially now at the cost of living in New York. But she would get there, and she couldn't wait. As a child, she had been lulled to sleep on countless nights by her grandfather's soft burr as he'd woven fantastic tales of his homeland. When he died 5 years ago, she'd been devastated. Sometimes, alone at night in the cloisters, she found herself talking aloud to him, knowing that though he would have hated city life even more than she did, he would have loved her choice of career, preserving the artifacts and the old ways. Her eyes narrowed as Tom's laughter shattered her reverie. He was chuckling over her swift transition from outrage to wonder. She caught herself and pasted a scowl on her face. It wasn't hard. A stranger was going to be touching a priceless text, unsupervised. Who knew what might happen to it? Yes, I have them already, Chloe. And I didn't ask your opinion of my methods. Your job is to manage the records. Tom, I have masters in ancient civilization and speak many languages as you do. You've always said my opinion counts. Does it or doesn't it? Of course it counts, Chloe, Tom said, sobering swiftly. He removed his glasses and began polishing them with a tie that sported its usual accumulation of coffee stains and jellied donut crumbs. But if I hadn't agreed, he was going to donate the blades to the Royal Museum of Scotland. You know how stiff the competition is for quality artifacts. You understand the politics. The man is wealthy, he's generous, and has quite a collection. We might be able to coax him to draw up some sort of bequest upon his death. If he wants a few days with the 500-year-old text, one might be lesser valued ones at that. He's going to get it. If he so much as get one popcorn smudge on those pages, I'm going to kill him. Precisely why I coaxed you here to work for me, Chloe. You love those old things just as much as I do, and I acquired 2 more treasures today. So be a dear and deliver the text. Why am I reading? Because a lot of people don't. Chloe snorted. Tom knew her too well. He'd been her professor of medieval history at the University of Kansas before he'd assume a position as the co-curator. A year ago, he'd tracked her down where she'd been working at the depressing excuse for a museum in Kansas and offered her a job. Though it had been hard to leave the home that she'd grown up in, filled with so many memories, a chance to work at the cloisters was not to be missed, no matter the extreme culture shock she'd suffered. New York was sleek and hungry and worldly, and in the sophisticated thick of it, the girl from rural Kansas felt hopelessly gauche. There is have only 4 person. That's okay. I could read to myself out loud if I want to. No worries. Oh, my phone died. What? Am I supposed to just walk around outside with this thing tucked under my arm? With the ghoulish ghost running around and out there? Lately, there's been a rash of thieves of Celtic manuscripts from private collections. The media had dubbed the thief the ghoulish ghost because he had sold only Celtic items and left no clues behind, appearing and disappearing like a wraith. Have Amelia package it up for you. My car is waiting out front. Bill has the man's name and address. He'll drive you there, and circle the block while you run it up. Don't harass the man when you deliver it. It's a romance novel, so there's a lot of sex scenes in it. So you might want to stick around if you're into that stuff. You know, since you're into Satanist Adam. Hey, Adam. Say hello to Eve. Hi. Or if you're into Satanism, say hello to Lilith for me. Let's see. Where was I? Chloe rolled her eyes and sighed, but gently collected the text. As she was walking out, Thomas said, "When you get back, I'll show you the blades, Chloe." His tone was soothing but amused, and it pissed her off. He knew she would hurry back to see them. Knew she would overlook his spurious acquisition methods one more time. Bribery. Abject bribery, she muttered. And it won't make me approve of what you do. But already she was aching to touch them. To run a finger down the cool metal, to dream of ancient times and ancient places. Nurtured on Midwest values, the idealist to the core. Chloe Zanders had a weakness, and Tom knew it. Put something ancient in her hands, and she was seduced. Figured you liked that. And if it was ancient and Scottish, sheesh, she was a goner. Some days Diagus felt as ancient as the evil within him. As he hailed a cab to take him to the cloisters to pick up a copy of one of his last tombs in the New York that indeed he needed to check, he didn't notice the fascinated glances women walking down the sideway turned his way. Didn't realize that, even in a metropolis that teemed with diversity, he still stood out. It was nothing he said or did. To all appearances, he was but another wealthy, sinfully gorgeous man. But it was simply the essence of the man, the way he moved. His every gesture exuded power, something dark and forbidden. He was sexual in a way that made women think of deeply repressed fantasies therapists and feminists alike would cringe to hear tell of. But he realized none of that. His thoughts were far away, still mulling over the nonsense penned in the Book of Lannister. Oh, what he wouldn't give for his Dawes library. In lieu of it, he seemed systematically obtaining what manuscripts still existed, exhausting his present possibilities before pursuing riskier ones. Risky like setting a foot on the Isles of the ancient ancestors again. Risky like setting foot on the Isles of his ancestors again, a thing fast seeming inevitable. Thinking of risk, he made a mental note to return some of the volumes he had borrowed from a private collection when bribes had failed. It wouldn't do that to have them lying around about too long. He glanced up at the clock above the bank. 12:45. The co-curator of the cloisters had assured him that he would have the text delivered first thing that morn, but it hadn't arrived. Excuse me. And Diagus was weary of waiting. He needed information, accurate information about the Celters' ancient benefactors and the Tuatha De Danann, whose gods and not gods, as the Book of the Dun Cow called him. They were the ones who had originally imprisoned the Dark Druids in the in-between. Hence, it followed that there was a way to re-imprison them. It was imperative that he find a way. As he eased into the cab, a torturous fit for a man of his height and breadth, his attention was caught by a lass who was stepping from a car at the curb in front of them. She was different. It was that difference that drew his eye. She had none of the city's polish and was all the lovelier for it. Refreshingly tousled, delightfully free of the artifice in which modern women enhance their faces, she was a vision. "Wait," he growled at the driver, watching her hungrily. His every sense heightened painfully. His hands fisted as desire never sated flooded him. Somewhere in her ancestry, the lass had Scots blood. It was there in the curly waves of copper and blonde hair that tumbled about her delicate face with a surprisingly strong jaw. It was there in the peaches and cream complexion and the huge aquamarine eyes that still regarded the world with wonder. He noticed with a faintly mocking smile. It was there in the fire that simmered just beneath the surface of her flawless skin. Wee, lusciously plump where it counted, and a trim waist and shapely legs hugged by a snug skirt. The last was an exiled Highlander's dream. He wet his lips and stared, making a noise deep in his throat that was more animal than human. When she leaned back in through the open window of the car to say something to the driver, the back of her skirt rode up a few inches. He inhaled sharply, envisioning himself behind her. His entire body went tight with lust. Christ, she was lovely. Lush curves that would make a dead man stir. She leaned forward a smidgen, showing more of that sweet curve to the back of her thigh. His mouth went ferociously dry. No for me, he warned himself, gritted his teeth, and shifted to lessen the pressure on his suddenly painful hard cock. He took only experienced lasses to his bed, lasses far older in both mind and body, not reeking as she did of innocence, of bright beams and a bonny feature. Sleek and worldly, with jaded palates and cynical hearts, they were the ones a man could tumble and leave with a bauble in the Rhorn, no worse for the wear. She was the kind a man kept. Go, he murmured to the driver, forcing his gaze away. Chloe tapped her foot impatiently, leaning against the wall behind the call desk. A blasted man wasn't there. She had been waiting 15 minutes, hoping he might appear. A few moments ago, she had finally told Bill to go on without her, that she'd catch a cab back to the cloisters and expense it to the department. She drummed her fingers impatiently on the counter. Now I lost my spot. wanted to deliver her parcel and go. The sooner she got rid of it, the sooner she could forget her part in the whole sordid affair. It occurred to her that unless she could find an alternative, she was probably going to end up wasting the rest of her day. A man who lived in the East 70s is in such affluence was a man accustomed to having others await his convenience. Glancing about, she spied a possible alternative. Taking a deep breath and smoothing her suit, she tucked the parcel beneath her arm and strode briskly across the elegant grand foyer to the security desk. Two beefy men in a crisp black and white uniform snapped to the attention as she approached. When she'd first arrived in New York last year, she'd known instantly that she would never be in the same league with city women. Polished and chic, they were Mercedes and BMWs and Jaguars, and Chloe Xander's was a Jeep, or maybe a Toyota Highlander on a good day. Her purse never matched her shoes. She was lucky if her shoe matched her other shoe. Still, she believed in working with what one had. So she did her best to put on a little feminine charm into her walk, praying she would never break an ankle. "I have a delivery from Mr. McKelter," she announced, curving her lips in, and she hoped was a flirtatious smile, trying to soften them up enough that they'd let her go drop the blasted thing off, where it'd be a bit more secure. No way was she giving this to a pimply teen behind the call desk, nor to these beefy brutes. Two leering gazes swept her from head to toe. "I'm sure you do, honey," the blonde man drawled. He gave her another thorough look. "You're not his usual type, though." "Mr. McKelter gets lots of deliveries." His dark-haired companion smirked. "Oh, great. Just great. This man's a womanizer. Popcorn and God only knows what else on the pages." Urgh. She supposed that she would be thankful. She told herself a few minutes later as she rode the elevator up to the 43rd floor. They let her go up to the penthouse level unescorted, which was astounding in a luxury estate, East-side property. "Leave it in his anteroom. It's secure enough," the blonde had said, though his smeary gaze had clearly said that he had believed that the real package was her, and he didn't expect to see her again for days, at least. Lol. If Chloe had only known how true that was, that indeed he wouldn't be seeing her again for days, she had never gotten on that elevator. Bom, bom, bom. Later, she would also reflect that if only the door hadn't been unlocked, she would have been fine. But when she arrived in Mr. McKelter's anteroom, which was overflowing with exotic fresh flowers and furnished with elegant chairs and magnificent rugs, all she'd been able to think was that security might let some bimbo up, just as they had her, and said bimbo might tear a page out of the priceless text to wad up her chewing gum in, or something equally sacrilegious. This stupid thing. No, honey. Charles, I don't have any heat in here other than like a space heater. I'm sorry that I just now seen your message. I just now. Yeah. My Wi-Fi is retarded. I just now seen your message, so I apologize. Bimbos with green hair? Yeah. Luckily, there's none of those around here, right? I'm all out of hummus. All right. So, sighing, she smoothed her hair and tried one of the double doors. It slid silently open on heaven were those gold-plated hinges. She caught sight of her gaping reflection in one of them. Some people had more money than sense. Just one of those stupid hinges could pay the rent on her tiny efficiency for months. Shaking her head, she stepped inside and cleared her throat. "Hello?" she called, as it occurred to her that it might be unlocked because he'd left one of his apparently myriad of women here. "Hello? Hello?" she called again. Silence. Luxury, like she'd never seen. She glanced about and still might have been okay if she hadn't spotted the glorious Scottish claymore hanging above the fireplace in the living room. It drew her like a moth to fire. "Oh, you gorgeous, lovely, splendid little thing, you," she gushed, hurrying over to it, promising herself she was just going to place the text on the marble office table, take a quick glance, and leave. 20 minutes later, she was in the midst of a thorough exploration of his home, her heart hammering with nervousness, yet too enthralled to stop. "How dare he leave his door unlocked," she grumbled, frowning at a magnificent medieval broadsword, casually propping against the wall in a corner. Casually propped against the wall in a corner, ripe for the plucking. Though Chloe prided herself in sound morals, she suffered a shocking urge to tuck it beneath her arm and make a run for it. The place was full of artifacts. All Celtic at that. Scottish weaponry dating back to the 15th century. If she didn't miss her guess, and she rarely did, adorned a wall in his library, priceless Scots regalia, sporran, badge, and brooches in mint condition lay beside a pile of ancient coins on a desk. She touched, she examined, she shook her head disbelievingly. Where previously she'd felt nothing but distaste for the man, she was growing fonder of him by the moment, shamelessly seduced by his excellent taste, and growing more cautious about him with each new discovery. No photos, she noticed, glancing around the rooms. Not one. She'd love to know what the guy looked like. Digus McKelter. What a name. Nothing against Xander's, Granda had always said. It's a fine name. But it us. Then an inevitable as sunrise. Easier, actually. She smiled, remembering how he'd endlessly encouraged her to get a proper last name for herself. Did I lose you guys? So yes, Charles Tower, no, I don't have any heat other than a small space heater. She smiled, remembering how easily encouraged her to get a proper last name for herself. Her smile froze as she stepped into the bedroom. Her desire to know what he looked like escalated into obsession territory. His bedroom, his sinful, decadent bedroom, with the enormous hand-carved, curtain bed covered with silks and velvets, with the exquisitely tiled fireplace, the black marble jacuzzi in which one might sit sipping champagne, gazing down over Manhattan through a wall of windows. Dozens of candles surrounded the tub. 2 glasses had been carelessly knocked over on the Berber carpet. His scent lingered in the room, scent of man and spice and virility. Her heart pounded as the enormity of what she was doing occurred to her. She was snooping through a very wealthy man's penthouse, currently standing in the men's bedroom, for heaven's sake, and this very lair where he seduced his women. And from the looks of things, he had a seduction down to a fine art. Virgin wool carpet, black velvet draping the monstrous bed, silk sheets beneath a sumptuous beaded velvet coverlet, ornate museum-worthy mirrors framed in silver and obsidian. Despite the warning bells going off in her head, she couldn't seem to make herself leave. Mesmerized, she opened a closet, trailing her fingers over fine hand-tailored clothing, inhaling the subtle, undeniably sexual scent of the man. Exquisite Italian shoes and boots lined the floor. She began conjuring a fantasy image about him. He would be tall. She was not having short babies. And handsome, with a nice body, though not too exceptional, and a husky burr. He would be intelligent, speak several languages, so he could purr Gaelic love words in her ear, but not too polished, a little rough around the edges. Forget to shave, things like that. He would be a little introverted and sweet. He would like short, curvy women with noses that were in books so much that they forgot to pluck their brows and comb their hair and put on makeup. Women whose shoes didn't always match. Massa Jam! Hey! As if the voice of reason rudely propped her fantasy bubble. The guy downstairs said you weren't his usual type. Now get out of here, Xanders. And it might not have been too late. Still, she might have escaped had she not moved closer to the sinful bed, peeking curiously and with no small amount of fascination at the silky scarves knotted about the bedpost, the size of small tree trunks. Corn-fed Kansas Chloe was shocked. Never gone all the way with a man, Chloe was suddenly breathing very shallowly, to say the least. Shakingly averting her gaze and backing away on legs that wobbled, she nearly overlooked the corner of the book poking out from beneath his bed. But Chloe never missed a book. An ancient one at that. Moments later, skirt twisted around her hips, purse abandoned on the chair, suit jacket tossed on the floor, she dug out his stash. 7 medieval volumes. Hey, Wolfie! Yeah, I was wearing a sweatshirt earlier and I got hot, so I took it off. And I'm not wearing a bra. And I've been drinking. So cheers to you, Wolfie. Bom, bom, bom. She's getting nosy and shit, taking his stuff out. What's wrong with this woman? Don't invite this woman to your penthouse anytime soon because she'll be going through your shit. That's why you don't leave your doors unlocked. all of which had recently reported stolen by various collectors. Good God, she was in the lair of the nefarious, ghoulish ghost, and it was no wonder he had so many artifacts. He stole whatever he wanted. Cheers. On her hands and knees, rooting about beneath his bed for more evidence of his heinous crimes, Chloe Xander's opinion of the man had taken a sharp turn for the worse. Womanizing. Thieving creep, she muttered under her breath. Unbelievable. Gingerly, with thumb and tip and forefinger, she flung flung a black lace thong from under the bed. Ew. Condom wrapper, condom wrapper, condom wrapper. Sheesh, how many people have lived here? Magnum, the wrapper advertised smugly for that extra large man. Chloe blinked. I've no yet tried it beneath the bed, lass. A deep Scots burr purred behind her. But if it 'tis your preference, and the rest of you is half as lovely as what I'm seeing, I might be persuaded to oblige. Her heart stopped beating. She froze, her brain stuttering over the fight or flight dilemma. At 5'3", 5'4", fight wasn't the most promising option. Unfortunately, her brain fled to the process of fact that she was still under the bed, and when it downloaded the surge of adrenaline necessary to flee, so she succeeded only in cracking her back on the back of her head against the solid wood frame. Woozy, seeing stars, she began to hiccup, a mortifying thing that had always happened to her when she got nervous, as if simply being nervous wasn't bad enough. She didn't have to back out from under the bed to know that she was in very, very deep shit. Correct timing. I knew something like that was going to happen. A strong hand clamped around her ankle, and Chloe let out a little scream. She tried for a big scream, but it was inconvenient hiccup turned it into an imploding screech that left her gasping. Ruthlessly, he tugged her from beneath his bed. Frantically, she grabbed her skirt with both hands, trying to keep it from bunching up around her waist as he slid her inexorably backwards. Last thing she ever wanted to do was make an appearance bare bottom first. Her panty line showed under this particular skirt, which was one reason she didn't wear it often, coupled with the fact that she had gained a little weight and it was snug. So she wore a hose with no panties. Not something she did frequently. Figured she'd have to do it today. Figured that she'd have to do it today. Of all days. When she was clear of the bed, he dropped her ankle. She lay on her tummy on the carpet, hiccuping and trying desperately to gather her wits. He was behind her. She could feel him staring at her in silence. In terrible, awful, disconcerting silence. Swallowing a hiccup, unable to summon the nerve to look behind her, she said brightly in her breathiest ditz voice, "Oh my God." It's in French. Hold on. And if you speak French, I'm going to go ahead and apologize because I don't know French that well. Je ne parle pas anglais. Parlez-vous français? Women with a stilted French accent pretended to be dumb, and Latin seemed to be a bit far-fetched to her. Maid service! Hiccup. I clean the bedroom? Oui? Hiccup. Nothing. Still silence behind her. She was going to have to look at him. Gingeringly. Carson, how are you tonight? Gingerly rising to her hands and knees, she smoothed her skirt, pushing herself into a sitting position. Then managed to stand on trembling legs. Still too distraught to face the man, she focused on an empty glass and plate atop the table beside the bed, and determined to convince him that she was maid service, pointed at it, chirping. Dirty dishes? Vous aimez I wash? Oui? Hiccup. Heavy, ponderous silence. A rustling around. What was he doing? Taking deep breaths, she slowly turned, and all of the blood drained from her face. She noticed two things at once. One, absolutely irrelevant. Sorry. The other terribly significant. He was the most breathtakingly gorgeous man that she had ever seen in her life, and he was holding her purse in one hand, slipping the battery out of her cell phone with the other. He dropped the battery on the floor and crushed it beneath his boot. Maid service? She squeaked, then lapsed into French again, too nervous to do more than babble her way through, amid hiccups. Elementary weather conversation she learned in freshman French, but he wouldn't know that. Actually, it's not raining, lass, he said dryly in English with a pronounced Scotch burr. Though, admittedly, 'tis one of the few moments it hadn't been in the past week. Chloe's heart plummeted to her toes. Ah, blast it. She should have tried Greek. Chloe's Anders, he said, tossing her license at her. She was too stunned to catch it. It bounced off of her and dropped to the floor. Shit. Bird. Bloody hell. From the cloisters. I met your employer a quarter hour past. He said you were awaiting me here. I would never have guessed he meant by my bed. Dangerous eyes. Mesmerizing eyes. They locked with hers and she couldn't look away. Under the bed, she babbled, abandoning her own French accent. I was under the bed, not in it. His sensual mouth curved with a hint of a smile. The mild amusement did not touch his eyes. Oh God, she thought, staring wide-eyed. Her life was quite possibly in danger, and all she could do was stare. The man was beautiful, impossibly so, terrifyingly so. She had never seen a man like him before. He was her every darkest fantasy sprung to life. Scottish blood was stamped all over his chiseled features. Clad in black trouser, black boots, and cream fisherman's sweater, and the buttery soft leather coat, he had silky black as midnight hair that was pulled back at his nape from a savagely masculine face. Firm, sensual lips, the lower one much fuller than the upper. Proud, aristocratic nose, dark slanted brows, bone structure of a model would die for. Perfectly sculpted dusting of a beard shadowed his perfect jaw. 6'4" at least, she guessed, powerfully built and a grace of an animal, and exotic golden eyes of a tiger. She suddenly felt so much fresh meat. "'Twould seem we have a wee bit of a problem, lass," he said, with a silky menace, stepping towards her. Her hiccups vanished instantly. Sheer terror could do that. Better than a spoonful of sugar or a paper bag any time. I have no idea what you're talking about, she lied through her teeth. I just came to deliver the text, and I'm so sorry. I got distracted by all your lovely treasures, and I sincerely apologize for invading your home. But Tom is expecting me back. Actually, Bill is waiting just downstairs for me, and I don't see any problem. She gazed wide-eyed at him, concentrated on looking soft and stupid and feminine. What problem? Demure battling of the lashes. There's no problem. There's no problem at all. He said nothing, merely let his gaze drop to the stolen text scattered around her feet amid thongs and condom wrappers. She glanced down, too. Well, yes, you certainly do have an active love life, she murmured. Yeah, but I won't hold that against you. Womanizer. She didn't say that. She thought it. The look he gave her made the fine hair on the nape of her neck stand on end. His gaze drifted meaningfully to the tombs again. Oh, you mean the books? So you like books? She said lightly. No big deal. She shrugged. Again, he said nothing, merely held her with that intense golden gaze. God, the man was stunning. Made her feel like that Rene Russo in the Thomas Crown affair, ready to throw in with the thief, run off to exotic lands, stroll about topless on a terrace overlooking the sea, live beyond the law, pet his artifacts when he wasn't petting, when he pet his artifacts when she wasn't petting him. Oh, lass, he said, shaking his head, I am no fool, so do not insult me with lies. 'Tis plain to see you know precisely what they are, and whence they came. He added gently. Gentle from him was dangerous. She knew that instinctively. Gentle from this man meant he was about to do something she really wasn't going to like. And he did. Crowding her with his powerful body, he backed her towards the bed, gave her a light push that sent her sprawling backwards across it. And with the grace of a tiger, he followed her down, pinning her to the mattress beneath him. I swear, she babbled hastily, I won't tell a soul. I don't care. It's okay with me that you have them. I have absolutely no desire to go to the police or anything like that. I don't even like the police. Police and me have never gotten along. They gave me a ticket once for going on 48 in a 45 zone, and I could possibly like them after that. How? It doesn't matter to me. One whit to me if you steal half the Met's medieval collection. I mean, really, they have 100,000 pieces, so it's not like they're going to notice a few missing. I'm an excellent secret keeper, she practically screeched. I definitely most assuredly cross my heart and hope to... I will not hold breath at the teeniest word. Mum's a word. And you can take to that. And you can take that to the... His lips took the rest of her words right along with her breath. Oh, yeah. Rene Russo here. Those sensual lips closed over hers, brushing lightly, tasting, but not taking. And for an absolutely insane moment, she wanted him to take. Wanted him to crush her mouth in a hard, starving, bruising kiss and help her find that red-hot button of love that had never once hit lukewarm. The man filled the woman's head with fantasies that she could have sworn she never had. Her traitorous lips parted beneath his. Fear, she told herself. It was just that fear that could translate swiftly into arousal. She'd heard about people facing certain death, suddenly getting a sexual charge, and that just wouldn't quit. So bizarrely, intensely aroused, she didn't even notice that he was knotting a scarf around her waist until he swept it tight, and it was already too late, and she was tied to his bed. His sinful, decadent bed. Moving with inhuman grace and suddenness, he deftly knotted her with her other wrist to the far post. She opened her mouth to scream, but he caught it with one powerful hand, lying atop her, staring dead into her eyes. He said quietly, carefully, enunciating each word. If you scream, I will be forced to gag you. I prefer you not to, lass. It bears considering that no one can hear you up here anyway. 'Tis your choice. What will it be? He lifted his hand infinitely, just enough that he might hear her reply. Don't hurt me, she whispered. I have no intention of hurting you, lass. But you are, she was about to say, then realized with a flush that the hard thing digging into her hip was not a gun, but a magnum of another sort entirely. He must have seen something in her eyes because he raised himself slightly, which meant she concluded with a huge flood of relief that he wasn't going to rape her. A rapist would have shifted a few inches to the right, not raised his hips. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to keep you for a time, lass. But you'll suffer no harm in my hands. Mind you, however, one scream, one loud noise, and you're gagged. There was no mercy in his gaze. She knew he meant it. She could either be bound or bound and gagged. She shook her head and then nodded, befuddled by whether she was supposed to say yes or no. Won't scream, she promised stiffly. No one can hear you up here anyway. God, that was probably true. On the penthouse level walls were thick. There was no one above, and the elite were given wide berth unless they requested something. She could probably screen her head off and no one would come. "There's a bonny lass," he said, lifting her head with a palm and slipping a plump pillow beneath it. Then, in one swift, graceful move, he pushed away from the bed and stalked from the bedroom, closing the doors behind him, leaving her alone, tied by silken scarves to the sinful bed of the ghoulish ghost. Hashtag me too. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Lake Shirt. How are you? I hope you're having a fine day. I appreciate the pictures of the cabin. That was awesome. Thank you. That was so awesome. She was the kind a man kept. Diogus cursed softly in 5 languages, recalling his earlier thought, palming himself roughly through his trouse. It didn't help, indeed, made it worse. Happy for any attention. Scowling, he went to stand before the wall of the windows, gazing sightlessly out over the city. He handled that badly. He frightened her. But he'd not been able to offer her soothing words, for he had to get away from her. Quickly. I'm doing good. I hope you are. Lest he give his blood what he had been howling for. Though he told himself he pressed his lips to hers only to distract her while he bound her. He kissed her because he needed to, because he quite simply not been able not to. It had been a brief, sweet taste without tongue, for he had crossed that barrier. He'd have been lost. Lying atop her had been sheer agony, feeling the darkness rustle and flex within him, knowing trooping her would drive it back, feeling cold and hungry, trying desperately to be human and kind. He'd gone to the cloister, pleased with how firmly he'd put all the thoughts of the Scot lass from his mind. There he'd discovered the parcel was en route to him, while he was en route to it. The curator had, with much fawning and gushing, assured him that Chloe Sanders would be waiting for him, as someone named Bill had already returned, having left her at the address. Wait. What is this nonsense? Okay, have an awesome night. I'm going to get my hands dirty now. While listening to you, though. We'll message later, but bye in advance. Aw. Well, I'm glad I could help. Hope you have a wonderful evening, Wolfie. But the last hadn't been downstairs, and security had, with much winking and grinning, told him that his delivery awaited him upstairs. Not finding the woman from the museum in the anteroom, he glanced about the living room, then heard noises upstairs. He loped swiftly up the stairs and walked into his bedroom, only to discover the loveliest pair of legs he'd ever seen poking out from beneath his bed. Succulent thighs he wanted to nip at with his teeth. Slender ankles, pretty little feet clad in delicate high heels. Beautiful, feminine legs. Bed. Those 2 things in close proximity had a tendency to divert all the blood from his brain. The legs had looked alarmingly familiar, and he'd assured himself he was imagining things. Then he'd plucked her out by the ankle and confirmed the identity of the lass attached to those heavenly legs, and his blood had simmered to a boil. Staring down at her shapely backside as she lay unmoving on her tummy, a legion of fantasies riding him hard, it had taken him several moments to realize that she was lying amid the borrowed books. The last thing he needed was a 21st century law enforcer hunting him down. He had much to do and little time to do it with. He couldn't afford complications. He wasn't ready to leave Manhattan just yet. There were 2 final texts he needed to check. By American, he had nearly been done. A few days at most. He didn't need this. Why now? He inhaled deeply, exhaled slowly, repeated it several times. He'd had no choice, he assured himself. He had been wise to immediately restrain her, but for the next few days until he'd finished, he was simply going to have to hold her captive. Though he could use his magic, a memory spell, to make her forget what she'd seen, he wasn't willing to risk it. Not only were memory spells tricky and oft-damaging things, taking more memory than intended, he'd use magic only if there was no human way to handle the situation. He knew what it cost him each time. Tiny spells to obtain the text he needed were one thing. Nay, no magic. The last would have to endure a short time of comfortable captivity while he finished translating the final tombs. Then he would leave and release her somewhere along the way. Along the way to where? His conscience demanded. Do you finally accept that you're going to have to return? He sighed. The past few months had confirmed that he'd suspected. There were only two places he might find the information he needed, in Ireland's and Scotland's museum, or in the McKeltar Library. And the McKeltar Library was by far the best bet. He'd been avoiding it at all cost, for it fraught with his myriad and varied perils. Not only did the land of his ancestors make the darkness inside him stronger, he dreaded facing his twin brother, admittedly that he'd lied, admitting that he was wrong. Arguing bitterly with his Sylvan, seeing the anger and disappointment in his eyes that had been bad enough, Diagos wasn't certain that he'd ever be ready to face his twin brother, the brother who'd never broken a vow in his life. Since the eve he'd broken his oath and turned dark, Diagos had not once worn the colors of his clan, although a scrap of well-worn kilter plaid was tucked beneath his pillow. Some evenings he'd seen whichever woman it was into the cab, though he tooped many, he shared his bed with none. He would close his hand around it, shut his eyes, and pretend that he was in the Highlands again. A simple man, not more. All he wanted was to find a way to fix the problem. No, get rid of the Dark Ones himself. Then he would regain his honor. Then he would proudly face his brother and reclaim his heritage. If you wait much longer, that nagging voice warned, you may no longer care to reclaim it. You may no longer even understand what it means. He forced his thoughts away with such an unpleasant bent. They drifted with alarming intensity straight back up to the last tied vulnerably and helplessly to his bed. Dangerous thought, that. Seemed all he ever had anymore were dangerous thoughts. Raking a hand through his hair, he forced his attention to the text she'd left on the coffee table, refusing to dwell on the discerning fact that part of him had taken one look at the last in such proximity to his bed, and simply mine. As if from the moment he'd seen her that he would claim her had been as certain as the morrow's dawn. Several hours later, Chloe's vulnerable emotions had run the gamut. She'd pretty much exhausted fear, plunged with effusive glee for a time into outrage at her captor, and was now thoroughly disgusted at herself for impetuous curiosity. Curious as a wee kitten you are. But a cat has 9 lives, Chloe, Grandad used to say. But you have 1. Beware where it leads you. You can say that again, she thought, listening intently to see if she could hear the thief moving out there. His penthouse had one of those music systems that was piped to every room, and after an initially painfully loud blast of a bass-heavy song that sounded suspiciously like 9 Inch Nails, song that had been banned from the airplay a few years ago, he put on classical music. She'd been treated to a melody of violin concertos for the past few hours. If it was intended to soothe her, it was failing. It didn't help her nose itched, and the only way that she could scratch it was bury her face in his pillows and bob her head. She wondered how much time would have to pass before Bill and Tom would start to wonder where she'd gotten off to. Surely they'd come looking for her there, wouldn't they? Not. Though both would say, but Chloe never deviates from route, neither one of them would question or accuse Diagos McKeltar. After all, Who in their right mind would believe a man anything but a wealthy art collector? If asked, her captor would simply say, "No, she dropped it off and left. I have no idea where she went." And Thomas would believe. And no one would push, because men like Digus McKelter weren't the kind to be questioned or pushed. No one would ever imagine him a kidnapper and a thief. She was the only one who knew differently, and only because she'd gotten all foolishly infatuated with his artifacts and gone snooping through his bedroom. No, although Tom might send Bill around this afternoon, or more likely tomorrow, asking when Chloe had left, and it would end there. In a day or two, she imagined Tom would really start to worry, call her home, stop by, even report her missing to the police. But there were oodles of unexplained disappearances in New York all the time. Deep shit indeed. With a sigh, she puffed a ticklish strand of hair out of her face and did the nose pillow thing again. He smelled so good, the dirty, rotten scoundrel. Womanizing, bullying, immoral, larcenous, vilest of the vile debaucher of innocent texts. Thief, she muttered with a little scowl. She inhaled and then caught herself. She was not going to appreciate his scent. She was not going to appreciate a darn thing about him. Sighing, she wriggled her way up the bed until she was leaning in a mostly upright position against the headboard. She was tied to a strange man's bed, a criminal to boot. "Chloe Zanders, you've got all kinds of problems," she murmured, testing the silky bonds for the 100th time. A little play, no give. The man knew how to tie knots. Just saying. Why hadn't he hurt her, she wondered. And since he hadn't, just what did he plan to do with her? The facts were pretty simple and quite horrifying. She managed to stumble into the lair of an expert, slick, thoroughly top-notch thief. Not a petty thief or bank robber, but the master thief, who broke into impossible places and stole fabulous treasures. But this was no small-time stuff. These weren't thousands riding on her. There weren't thousands riding on her silence, but millions. She shivered. That dismal thought could send her straight into hysterics, or at the least a potentially terminal bout of hiccups. Desperate for a distraction, she wriggled as far to the edge of the bed as bonds permitted and peered down at the stolen text. She sighed longingly, aching to touch, though not originals. Any original worth having were securely tucked away in the Royal Irish Academy or Trinity College Library. They were superb, like medieval copies. One of them had fallen open, revealing a lovely page of Irish majuscule script, the capital letters gloriously embellished with the intricate interlacing knotwork for which the Celts were renowned. There was a copy of Labor Linnick, the Book of Leinster, Laborna Huired, the Book of the Dun Cow, Labor Gabiliarin, I don't know, the Book of Invasions, and several lesser texts from the mythological cycle. I'm probably saying all of these books' names wrong, and I'm sorry. Fascinating. All of them about the earliest days of Ireland, full of tales of the Partholonians, the Nemedians, the Firbolg, the Tuatha De Danann, and the Milesians. Rich in legend and magic and endlessly disputed by scholars. But why did he want them? Was he selling them to fund his fabulous lifestyle? Chloe knew there were private collectors who didn't give a damn where the item came from, so long as they could own it. There was always a market for stolen artifacts. But she puzzled. He had only Celtic artifacts, and she knew for a fact that most of the collections he'd raided for those texts boasted far more valuable items from many different cultures, items he hadn't taken. Hold on. I'm scooting my heater a little closer because this temperature dropped. I don't know what I did with my shawl either. Getting a little chilly in here now. Stay. He's chilly. Anyway, all right. So, which meant for whatever reason that he was highly selective and not motivated solely by the value of the artifact. She shook her head, befuddled. It didn't make any sense. What thief wasn't motivated by the value of an artifact? What thief stole a lesser valued text and left dozen more valuable items untouched once he had gone to the trouble of breaching security? And how was he managing to breach security? The collections he had robbed had some of the most sophisticated anti-theft systems in the world, requiring sheer genius to penetrate. The door suddenly opened. She scrunched hastily away from the edge of the bed, donning her most innocent expression. "Are you hungry, lass?" he said in his deep burr, glancing around the partially open door at her. "Well, what?" Chloe blinked. Not only was he dastardly mad not killing her, but he was going to feed her? "Are you hungry?" "I was preparing food for myself and it occurred to me mayhap you were hungry." Chloe puzzled over that for a moment. Was she hungry? She was completely freaked out. She was going to have to use the bathroom soon. Her nose itched furiously and her skirt was getting all bunched up again. In the midst of all that, yes, she was hungry. "Uh-huh," she said wearily. Only after he left did it occur to her that maybe that was how he was going to get rid of her, by poisoning her. Dun dun dun. Chapter 4. And we're at 2 hours. So, what do you think he's going to do? Make her a sandwich? I'm sorry, but if I can still walk to the kitchen afterwards, you don't deserve a sandwich. Damn it. Just saying. Is anybody with me still? If not, it's not a big deal. So what do you think of Diagus? With his 13 ghosts and demons inside, that he does things that no other man on the planet can do. I think the Dristan's wife chose the wrong one. That's how you get to know the brother, right? I'm just kidding. So yeah. It would be hard for you to walk to the kitchen, what with all the oil and whatnot. What oil? There's no oil in this book. I know what you're talking about. You hear that dog? Sounded like it was right outside my camper. That was weird. Anyway, I'm not going to wait till Sunday. I want to open it now. This came from a fan. Hi, Monster Jam. Anywho, being prepared, there would have been chocolate and cheese on the nightstand. Learning little bits every day, right? Little bits every day. Plus the fact that she don't like the cold. And she likes whiskey. This is so pretty. How do you open it? Your arm hurts? You got boot shot? Booster shot? Or, wait, what? You got shot? Or you got a shot? This feels funky. I don't know how I like that. Oh, that just like gave me cold chills. I'm weird about textures. There's lots of This is super pretty. I like this. This is really pretty. Oh, thank you, thank you. That is so pretty. It's super tiny. You got a shot today? That sucks. I know that. I hate needles. I hate needles. I don't know if I'll be able to fit my arm through the damn thing, but I'll try. So yeah, if you guys want to send me something, I'd be more than happy to receive it. P.O. Box 5923, Statesville, North Carolina, 28687. My friend better find me a girlfriend. You better find you a girlfriend, monsieur. You'll be all right. You don't need a girlfriend. Just stay single. Life's better that way. Hey. Thank you, thank you. I like it. The texture's kind of funky. I guess I'll have to make some new content. Once it warms up, because it's freaking cold. Oh my goodness, super sleepy. I can't wait to have a house again, for real. Be right back. Well, hon, I'm about to kick off. So yeah, I might not be here when you come back. I was actually thinking of doing a picture-in-picture tonight of you playing the game. I don't know. You see how I get so red? I just realized that. I get so red when I drink. Daniel, you still with us? I got 5 viewers right now. I don't know who's watching. But welcome. I'm at 2 hours now, so I'll probably end up kicking off here in a minute. But yeah. Y'all got real quiet real quick. It's actually not a nightie. It's like a top. I don't know. I don't think it's going to fit. I like it. It's super soft, but it's like kind of like a tulle. It's like meshy, kind of. Like the texture of it is meshy. This is for my OF. I don't know. I might make a cutesy photo, like a cutesy kind of photo shoot. I have like a bunch of like body like fishnet suit skirt thingies. Oh, I saw Jessie Cakes. She's on Instagram. She's pregnant right now, but you couldn't tell. She was wearing the same thing that I wore for my photo shoot the last time. I was like, yay! I am being an influencer. That would be nice. Yeah. So if you're on my OnlyFans, I'll be wearing that on my OnlyFans. And I'm thinking, I don't know, what should I do for Cyber Monday? Should I do like a free month or should I do like a half off? Because I really don't think, like, there's so much content on there and it's all unlocked on my sub site. Because I don't want it to be like free and then it's like a giveaway. And I don't charge for like my other site is free to go on too, but it's PPV. So all the photos, you have to pay for them individually. So you can pick and choose which ones you want, because I'm pretty descriptive with the photos. But yeah, on the sub site, it's like you pay one time per month and everything's unlocked, including the live sessions. So, which I might monetize those because they go for like 30 minutes. So, whereas on here, I go for 2 hours. Or more, depending. Really. Half off. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's only $10 a month anyways. It's not like it's expensive. You pay more for that than in like buy your lunch today. Yeah, Cyber Monday, get the live sessions before they're monetized. And you get half off for the first month, just the first month. So $5, sign up to the sub. Last chance. Yeah, I don't start my live sessions again until Friday because I just got the water heater. So yeah. So if you'd like to check out my link tree, hold on, let me give you guys my link tree. Let's see. Copy. This is my link tree. If you guys would like to check out all of my social media or donate or give a tip or whatever, just a tip, then you can check out my other social media, like, subscribe, share with your friends, comment. I love the camaraderie that you guys have of like coming together and talking with me. I'm pretty like constant on most of my social media, so I thought the live session start again because you got a shower. I have a hot water heater now. I don't know. I was thinking about doing like a live session just like I do on here, where I just talk. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm still kind of working out the kinks. But I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm still working on it. finally getting all of my social media down to like where it's one click and you go to all of them. And each site has, for the most part, different things. So what you won't get on one, you'll get on another. For the most part. Like sometimes on Instagram and my Facebook, like if you share on Instagram, it automatically go to Facebook anyways. So yeah. Oh. Go through FetLife kink list and discuss. Could last for weeks. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I could do that on here. Shit. All of my streams are 18 plus. All of my social media is 18 plus. So. So what is like your favorite thing about streaming? I want to hear your feedback. What is your favorite thing from watching me stream? Or what's something that maybe you'd like to see me do more of? And starting tomorrow, there'll be a different theme. Oh no, starting Friday. Maybe then I'll have my bank account unlocked. Damn holidays. I was going in and out. What was the question? What's your favorite thing about my streams that you like? Or what is something that you would like to see me do more of? Like, what would you like to see me do live on here? Oh, I just about kicked over my heater. Well, you pulled me in with the whole librarian look. You enticed me with the cleavage, and then you kept me with your banter and chat and draw me back with your smile. Aww! That's so sweet. So what do you want me to do next? And for my next trick, maybe not the best choice of words, but either way. Plus, Frank isn't bad either. I'm glad you guys get along. That's a good thing. I like it when people come here and they feel like they can get along with other people that are in the group, and that like they come here and they find peace, and they like are able to get away from the everyday bullshit and just come here and know that there are other people that are dealing with the same bullshit, but this is a safe place for you to come to and to talk about anything. Doesn't matter what it is, and bullshit and laugh and have a good time. Trampoline street. I might have to make that a thing, Daniel, just for you. Dance streams. I know how to swing dance. Hula hooping. do something different than everybody else. Jumping jacks for no particular reason. Well, I got rid of one layer for you. I have like 3 more to go. No, seriously though, like what? All right, so note to self: hula hooping, jumping jacks. So that's all like Workout Wednesday stuff, right? Oh, and trampoline. Don't forget the trampoline. Wasn't there a TV show where it was like a bunch of girls jumping on a trampoline? It was like a nighttime talk show. I remember that. It was like the intro. Hot tub stream. I will do a cattle trough stream. And I'll dress up like Miss Piggy. No, a mud stream. There we go. It's too cold for that shit right now, though. I'm trying to think of what I can do, and I don't know. I want to do stuff that's different than everybody else's stuff. Everybody else has got all this, like, hot tub stream stuff going on, and I don't know. Cooking? I do cooking on Tuesdays. See, if I had my own place, I might cook in a bikini and just an apron. Because, you have to at least have the bikini on, right? I would be so much more, like, out there if I had my own place. Being in this camper sucks. That's what I was thinking. Gosh, we would be able to do so much stuff that I can't do here. First of all, because it's inside and it would have heat and I would feel more comfortable. But I'd also like have the space, like the setup, and like be more stable of like a situation instead of like the laptop sitting on a heater blanket box. Like, but you got to start somewhere, right? I mean, anybody that becomes something always has to start at the very bottom and work their way up. So my goal is to have a home and to have a career, hopefully doing this. And I don't know, we'll see. Maybe Santa will bring me home. I haven't been a good girl this year, though. I'll just be honest. I've been very naughty. So I'm the reason why Santa has a naughty list. Isn't that right, Frank? John just wished me and the kids a happy Thanksgiving. John and I are going to go to coal everywhere. Biltmore. We're going to Biltmore on December 12th. I'm excited. My argument is that you're really good at the chatty bit, and the sexy bits are icing on the cake, so to speak. These others come at you sexy as fuck, and you get bored as fuck when they open their mouths. I'm sorry that they have no substance. I'm sure I get boring too. I'm absolutely sure I get boring too. I tell you what, it is really hard to answer all of these like messages. I know I've been following Thor and Bradley for a really long time. Like my daughter is even like, he's the first person that shows up every time you open up your Instagram. Honey, have you looked at him? Like, you know what my daughter did to me today? I was a hot fucking mess this morning. Like, hot mess. Hadn't had a shower. I was like, had layers on. I had a skirt and like socks with sandals and just a mess. And she says to me, Mommy, the water guy is here. Or not the water guy, the electrician is here. And I was like, okay. And she's like, and he has a really big beard like that duo on your internet. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, most of the guys around here have beards. It's no shave-ember. Like, whatever. And she's like, no. He's got like big shoulders and stuff. And I was like, okay. And I look like shit, so I'm not going out there. Like, I'm not going to do this. And she's like, no. You need to come out here. She drugged me out of my camper in like the crappiest look anybody could have ever seen to go meet this electrician dude. And she's like trying to hook me up with the electrician while he's here. And I'm like, little girl, y'all don't understand. This ain't like porn. Like, you don't just get fucked by the electrician just because he shows up. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work that way. I'm thinking that in my mind. Like, solid job is... I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, yes, I'm glad and happy for people who have jobs that are, you know, service jobs that, you know, you're always going to have a job. That's great. And I know that shit sucks. Being out in the weather like that all the time, more power to you. I couldn't do it. I'm too fucking prissy. I'm too prissy. I did the tree work and stuff, and I don't have a problem with that. But the cold, like in the rain, and like being in the extreme heat too, like in the summertime with like landscaping and stuff, I am fair skinned. You can see this tan line is from like 2 years ago. Is big beard your type? Is that what she was picking up on? I don't know what the hell she was picking up. This dude had a fucking huge beard, like it was down to here. Huge beard. I think he was about my age. I don't even know. And she's like, I'll look and see if he's got a wedding band on. I was like, most likely he does, because that's the only ones I attract, evidently. So I was like, sister, you don't understand. Honey, it doesn't work like this. She just got it in her head, like, oh, there's a guy here. Maybe I should introduce him to my mom, because she's single, evidently desperate. And like, I mean, I looked, but I sat there and I talked to him for a good bit. I looked a hot fucking mess, but I'm walking around with this big ass needle thing. Did y'all see that? Oh my god, I gotta show you. Oh, my phone's dead. Damn it. Where's my charging cord? I got this huge needle from the antique shop. It is brand new. Why it was an antique shop, I don't know. I think it was just because of the fact that it was antique. What is my type? I don't have a type. I legit don't have a type. I've dated little people. I've dated dudes that were like 7 foot tall. I've dated dudes that are big. I've dated dudes that were skinny. I don't have a type. Short, I like them thick. Because I don't know, when they're really tiny, it kind of makes me feel like I'm going to break them. Like, I got to be gentle with them. Preferably, and I know y'all are going to hate me for this, I don't really like young guys. Sorry. Y'all have like this fantasizing thing about Stifler's mom or something. I don't know. I'm not at that era. I'm not at that like cougar stage yet. I'm working on it, I guess, but I don't know. I had somebody say to me somewhere that it was like, is it okay if I call you stepmom? And at first I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. I have 2 other kids that call me stepmom. And then he started talking about like stepmom. And I was like, yeah, no. I'll get you interested. Oh my Lord. I need to stay away from you. You're dangerous. We have determined you are a solid meal friend. I'm posting that shit. Hell yeah, milfing cookies. That's what I need to do. Oh, I tried to buy cookies and I couldn't get them. I got the chewy kind too. Did y'all watch that stream the other night? If you have a chance to go check out my Discord, I have the pictures up. But Sissy drew all over me. And one of the things was that, like, I think it started as a 5 o'clock stream. But yeah, it was like the people were saying random shit, and then she would just draw it on me like a tattoo. And they were saying like the weirdest stuff, and then she drew a dick on my back. Like huge dick and balls. Like, what the fuck? One of them was milfing cookies, and it was written across my back. Oh, in your own place, fresh baked chocolate chip cookies, ooey gooey. Yeah, yes, absolutely. I will wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and make cookies. I don't even give a shit. Like, I'll make homemade fucking donuts. I don't even care. When I was married, we used to do that shit. Apparently, she heard the. No, it was before that. That was weird. I think I heard somebody talking for a second. Yeah, it was before that stream. Way before that stream. Yeah, she was just writing on me whatever they were talking about, so. Oh wow. It was interesting to say the least. And then I had like 10 minutes to wash it all off and go for my 10 p.m. stream. I think that was the night that I wore the white shirt. Or no. I don't know. Either way. I'm trying to remember. I don't fucking care anymore. I wonder what it would be like to doodle on you. I like the way it feels like when like someone will either run their finger on my skin or draw on me. I love the way that feels. Like if someone's playing with my hair or like rubbing their fingers on my skin, man, I get so comfy so quick. I'll fall asleep if you play with my hair. Yeah, for real. I'm gonna have like a big event or convention or something one day, and people are just gonna come up to me and just start playing with my hair and shit. We're like, what the fuck are you doing? Go away. We've got pens ready. God only knows what the hell y'all are gonna draw on me. Look up Japanese calligraphy, but hold on. No. Calligraphy brush. See how slow I type. Oh my god. That would be awesome. Oh my gosh. Y'all don't even understand. Like, hold on. Hold on. Yes, these are very nice. For those of you watching that aren't part of this yet, I'm going to show you what he's talking about. These are Japanese calligraphy brushes. Look at these mugs. Hold on, let me go back. Oh. Look at these brushes. That's nice. I just got like a mental note of like what that would feel like. Could you imagine somebody used one of those motherfuckers on you? Yeah, yo, baby. I like them. Those are nice. But yeah, I actually have a brush right here. Like, I don't know. This probably doesn't compare. Yeah, it probably wouldn't compare. Oh my god, I'm gonna get cold chills on that already. You'd use your own. I don't even think this thing's gonna fit me. The more I look at it, I'm just like, how the fuck am I gonna get in this shit? Because my arms are big. Like, big. And look at how tiny that little hole is. And it's so pink. It's a little stretchy. It might fit. If it doesn't fit, I'll make it fit, right? They have others with stiff bristles so you can play with texture. Ooh, I like that idea. They have, yeah. I like including food too. Like, you would be surprised, like anything at all would have texture that you can just play with. Like, your senses are really, like, for the most part, they're like, scent for sure is the first and last lasting memory. Senses. You have to appeal to the senses and the mind before you can actually, like, get into the act. How about glass of hot water, ice water? Dip brush in cold, brush on skin, then hot, then cold. Not bad. That'd be interesting to try, because then you, like, I don't know, that hot would be like really hot though. Blindfolded, so you don't know what's coming. Because you have to have some sensory deprivation to have an accelerated sensory overload for others. Like, when you try new foods, try closing your eyes when you try the new food. Or the same food that you've had before, but close your eyes, or like close your nose or whatever. Well, closing your nose, I guess, would make it so where you can't taste it. Good night, Lake Shirt. I didn't even know you were still here, you lurking butt. I'm glad you joined me, though. Feel free to comment more. It's here. When someone really likes food, I try to imagine them when I try it for the first time. Yeah. I just like experimenting and trying new things. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. I think that's what people are lacking in life because they're so used to like ordering the same food, trying the same things, same patterns. They get into this cycle and they get stuck. And that's when you get miserable because your body, like your mind, constantly craves new. It craves the change and the challenge. Have a good night too, Lake Shirt. And happy Thanksgiving if I don't get to see you between now and then. I've been open up to that lately. Yeah. You were in a 10-year rut? That shit sucks. I'm craving up to that challenge. I don't know. I think maybe one day, like, I may try to go outside my own boundaries. I'm just nervous about it because, like, and I don't know how guys feel about this. Like, when they go for a younger woman, like, doesn't it make you feel odd? Or is that just me? I dated a guy that was 3 years younger than me, and I'd always call him a baby, like a baby. And I don't know, like anybody that's younger than me at all, period, you're automatically like a baby in my mind. Ooh, Frank is gonna get it. I don't know. I've thought about it a couple times, like especially like on the social media and stuff like that, because there's a lot of really young guys that are out there comparatively to me, and um, it just seems like I don't know. Like if I'm just out there just to do it, maybe, but I'm not. That's the thing is I'm not out there just to get it and like leave. Like if I was to be with somebody like that, I would want it to be like a solid monogamous relationship. I don't want it to be like some hit it and quit it type thing. Isn't the argument for younger is that they don't know what their boundaries are so you can show them? Queen Lilith wouldn't give a shit. Queen Lilith would make them learn real quick. Real quick. They figured it out. They'll figure it out after the queen. Yeah, the librarian one would be nice too. Yeah. Librarian office secretary. Yeah. I always used to get made fun of when I was at work. And I don't know if it was them flirting or if it was legitimately them making fun of me. But they said I always looked like a teacher. Like when I would wear my glasses to work. These aren't my glasses. These are just reading glasses. But yeah, they would say that I look like a teacher. And I'd say, "Hey, teacher." Hots for teacher. We played that one night, didn't we? Like online, it's one thing. It's whatever. It's being an adult. But like when it comes down to it, like in person, I'm so different. It's the stare you can give reminds them of being locked at dead in the eye. Mm-hmm. Hold on. That stare. No, that's the nice stare. That's not even the mean stare. That's the flirty, like, I got you now. I forget how it goes, like that. Like when you tip your head down and you look up. That flirty stare too. I'm too giggly right now to be Queen Lilith. I don't know. Like this is like kind of like in darling mode. I don't know. Like, yeah, this is definitely darling mode. Like the cutesy, flurry, like frilly, not flurry. Like frilly, like girly, cutesy, stuffy, cuddly kind of. Yeah, like I want to be taken care of. Kind of like you need to spoil me. I like older, but I would for sure give it a shot. Maybe need a Daisy persona. Daisy. Like Daisy Duke? The first thing I thought of was Daisy Duke. What, younger, Frank? You're giving a shot to the younger? I don't know. Like when it really comes down to it, I have no idea like what I would do. I would feel kind of awkward, like if they were younger. I don't know. It just makes me feel so old. I guess in a way, like the Queen Lilith persona would definitely do very well with that because of the fact that she's very dominant and she's very controlling and I mean committing in a relationship with someone older. Oh, gotcha. It's like, okay, so the amount of stuff that I have to deal with on a daily basis, I absolutely need a maturely minded person if I'm going to be in a relationship with them because I have 4 teenage kids. Ooh, Eve's going to get it. I've been single all year, but 2 weeks out of this whole year. Like, not dating at all. I mean, I tried to go on a date, but they ended up standing me up, so it kind of sucked. My hair is shedding like crazy. Do you notice that? I don't know. I've been told I'm really mature for my age. That's good, though. Hey, Crispy. How are you? You just saw MILF and just joined. You saw MILF and cookies. Hold on. I do have cookies, actually, but I don't have any milk. I have almond windmill cookies. Like, well, oh my goodness. I'm trying to read the screen and I can't really read it. That was the first thing I saw. I knew you did. My brain keeps thinking that the button isn't it. This button? Right here? There's no buttons, honey. There's no buttons. Like, at all. See? This is just print. The milk or the word milk. Either way. I can really go for some like good chocolate milk right now. Oh my gosh, my feet are like icicles. Do you count as a MILF? Well, I'm a mom. Does that count? I'm almost 40. I think that counts. And the rest of the questions are up to you. I was so pissed at Nestle for adding vitamins to it. I called them and complained. Hold on. You get to see the rest of my sexy outfit for today. Hold on. I have Ovaltine. She's a mom and I'd like to. Thank you, Crispy. Thank you, thank you. I said if I wanted Ovaltine, I'd fucking buy it. I actually have Ovaltine. But you don't taste the difference. They probably just throw malt in there and just leave it. What even is Ovaltine? Isn't it like just chocolate milk with like vitamins in it? I know my kids like it, and I know it's got malt, which is like a powder shit that they put in like milkshakes way back in the day. Yeah. I heard they have a really nice 50s diner in Charlotte, Daniel. They have a really nice 50s diner in Charlotte somewhere. I don't know where. I want to go there and get a malt and a burger. And I want to go dressed up in like full 50s regalia. I think that would be so awesome. Ooh. Nice. I actually saw Ghirardelli chocolates today. I like Ghirardelli. They're way better than Lindt. I used to get little chocolate nibs from overseas, and they're way better than American. You're helping me improve my eye contact? You're funny. I'm playing a game where I don't stare anywhere else. I'm making it challenging. Anyway. Cookie. Motion sickness. I don't think a lot of us would do well. It wouldn't last, that's for sure. You're making this harder than it has to be. I have a very bad habit of making things very hard. And then what is that? No. Is that like motorboating? I don't know what that is. I had someone ask me once when I first moved to North Carolina. No, not November. Oh no, I've failed horribly. So horribly. Once a day at a minimum. Twice. But gotta get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. So um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Now you done distracted me. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Mm. When I first moved to North Carolina, this is 21 years ago, I worked with this girl, and we were talking about something. I don't remember exactly what it was. And she asked me, "Are you into D&D?" And I was like, "Well, is that like S&M?" Because I legitimately had no idea what the fuck she was talking about. And she just dead stopped with everything she was doing and just looked at me. And I was like, "What is it? Like, what's D&D?" And she's like, "Dungeons and Dragons." I didn't even know what Dungeons and Dragons was. I was like, okay, is that like the Renaissance stuff? Like, because I like corsets, so I mean, maybe I might be into that. And she just like, just stop talking. Just stop talking. I suppose there's a crossover between them and FetLife. I literally had no idea what the fuck she was talking about. Never heard of it before in my life. Never. And she's like, she had to explain it to me. She's like, it's a card game, and it's got like little gem things that you roll, and then there's like, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like role playing, right? And she's like, will you shut the fuck up? She's like, why does everything have to do with sex with you? I was like, I've never heard of the game, so I'm just referencing it. I don't know the way you're describing it. It's like fucking role playing. I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was like, I don't know, 21, so I was 19. I think I'm horrible at math. New stream idea. Yep. So for all of you that are into D&D, don't let me play, because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. If you want somebody to lose immediately, I'm your girl. Any game, doesn't matter what it is. Just pick me so you can leave me as bait somewhere. Like, I'm the one that you take along with you when there's a zombie apocalypse. This way you can get away. Because I don't run. Fuck that shit. Can you not see? I don't run. End up with a fucking broken nose or some shit. Roll to seduce. I don't even need to roll. How many points do I have on this one? I don't fucking care. Just roll again. I saw a meme the other day. It was this really hot goth chick wearing a Megadeth shirt at a party. And he said, bet you don't even know one fucking Megadeth song. She's like, I do. All right, I don't think you even know the lyrics to one of their songs or something like that. And she's like, yes, I do. And then she started saying the lyrics to Enter Sandman or something. And he's like, yep, you're dumb enough to fuck me. Yeah. I thought it was so funny. I kept on thinking, Sound of Silence for some reason. I don't know why. I love that song. Every single rendition of that song, I love that song. I like the Pentatonics one too. Molten Storms, how are you? I'm eating cookies. Because it's MILF and cookies night. I just made that shit up. I don't know. I've had a little bit to drink tonight, but it's okay. Ramada, how are you? Frank rolls a 7 out of 18 and fails to increase his dexterity sufficiently to undo Queen's bra strap in one roll. Try again. How big is this? 40G. I don't know. I'd like to try to play some of the games. I think they're kind of interesting. The thing is, though, is I won't remember the rules. My dexterity isn't good. My hands are not above my waist right now. You're welcome. And the cam is stop. Hold on, hold on. Testing. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's got a really big lag. Hey there. Queen, the dungeon master, rolls a 20 out of 26. Her cleavage powers bind Frank to the tree. Yes, they're real. And I don't have a bra on right now, so you're welcome. What tree? There's a tree? What? These are actually really, really good. Either that or I'm just really, really hungry. I don't know. This thing is so delayed. Daniel rolls 7 out of 7. Queen is distracted while he'll steals her panties. There you go. Just throw them at you. How many streams can you say you came on? And the bitch threw her fucking panties at you. What a bad time for the hand freeze. Stop. Damn. Really? Hold up. I'm gonna fix this shit right quick. Yeah, the canvas shit. Let me try again. Last time. Yeah, I've been live for 3 hours, so. It's so delayed, it's not even funny. Do it again, my eyes were closed. Hopefully it doesn't cut out this time. God bless America. You back now? Oh well. I think it's just because my internet's gonna cut out, so. Yeah, it's because my internet's gonna cut out. What? Is it better now? Oh, I have no idea. No. I get banned. You'll get over it. You know why? Because I have it on a lot of my social media. Nope. Check out my link tree that has all my social media on it. Right there. Anyway, I think I'm going to kick off for tonight. I got a lot of cooking to do tomorrow and stuff, so. I hope y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Darlin is going to have a very interesting time with this. I'm excited. It's so frilly. It's going to be interesting with these, though, because they only go so big. See what I'm saying? I love to hear when people complain about, like, how they can't do the OF because of they can't be caught on their credit card statement or something like that. Or they're like, oh, it's too much money. Bitch, it's $10 a month. No, you can't. Nope. And even if you could, I'm not doing it. So, sorry, not sorry, but if you want to check it out, you can go check out my other social media. This is business, honey. Nope. Plus, it's all 18 plus, too. Nope. So, on that note, if you guys would like to check out my other social media, my link tree is below. And I will be live streaming tomorrow, I think for about 6 hours. So if you'd like to join me for that, you can join me at Ma's Big Table for a all-day live streaming Thanksgiving Day stream. Bonus event and Monster Jam's cake finale, as well as Gavin's birthday party. So they'll be streaming live from 10 Swordman 03, as well as from my site. So we'll be doing picture-in-picture. I'm going to try to figure it out. I'm hoping the Wi-Fi holds out, but I doubt it. And I'm sorry. I hope y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving if I don't see you tomorrow. I hope you guys join me for it. But if not, I'll be live tomorrow night at 10 p.m. God only knows how tired I'll be. Hopefully I'll be, like, ready for bed. And plus we're on chapter 4 of the novel tonight, Dark Highlander. So hope you'll have a very happy Thanksgiving. Turkey gonna make you sleepy? That's what the afternoon nap's for. You should know this. I'm just glad that I don't have to do fucking dishes tomorrow. I'm sorry. If you come to my house and there's a holiday, you best believe if you come in the kitchen, you're doing dishes. So don't come in the fucking kitchen. Just saying. Although, if you're in the kitchen, you get a close-up of me checking in the oven very regularly. So, turkey sandwich on the cleavage photo shoot. I might get messy with the leftovers. No reason for a sad one. I have special sites for that. So, anyways, hope you'll have a wonderful evening. Hope you have a safe and happy holiday. And until I see you again, as usual, behave.